Hi, I'm Amanda from Amanda's Garden Consulting Company and the garden website, and I need to train my tomatoes. They have been neglected. I've been remiss, so I need to clean them up and harvest and prune. So here we are with my bodacious bush beefsteak tomato plant. And as you can see, this is a big guy. Yeah, he's big. So we're going to have to take this one off because, as you can see, the stem is bent over. And then also we've got some problems here with this tomato because it's been preyed on by these stink bugs. These are dead. But if you do see a stink bug, all you have to do is just pop them into some soapy water. And for more information on stink bugs, go to my website and just search for stink bugs. And there's a nice article telling you all about them and how to control them. So this tomato's got to go. You can't keep infected, diseased tomatoes on your plant because it will just spread all over the place. So you really do have to get them off as soon as possible. So this one is coming off right now. And I am using my pruners to take that off just so I don't, this has already got enough weight on it. I don't want to rip the stem. So anyway, that's going in the garbage, not in the compost. And then this thing, so I tried to lift this yesterday and I broke the stem. So it's gonna, I have to take the whole stem off because it's actually, I'll just take the leaf off there so you can see it is broken. I tried to get it upright, but there was no way. So anyway, this is coming off. And now I guess it's time for fried green tomatoes. Yeah, because they're big enough. And maybe I'll put them on the windowsill too, and they may ripen up a little bit more. That will be nice. So now I'm going to take these tomatoes off. And again, I don't want to pull them. I must admit that usually you can pull them off when they're ripe, but these things are so big and heavy, I'm just going to cut them off here. And then, yeah, and they weigh, isn't that lovely? Very nicely done. Yay! It's always nice when you get a huge tomato. And they taste good too. So anyway, I'll put that to one side. And then also, I've got this other stem coming here. So I don't really want to have a big stem hanging over. So I'm going to come in here and come to this. So see this tomato here is attached to the stem. So I'm just going to, I want this to ripen. So I'm going to cut the rest of the branch off. And that will help that tomato ripen. So after you've pruned off an infected tomato, any part of an infected part on a tomato plant, you have to disinfect your tools before you go on and cut anything else. So first thing you want to do is spray it with Lysol 50/50 in a spray bottle. I like the spray bottle, it's just convenient. And then also dry it off for the next plant. And then when you're finished and done, spray it again, and then you can also spray it with some PAM, some vegetable oil, because it actually helps the mechanisms work a little better. And there we go, and then wipe it away. So yeah, and then also disinfect your tools after each plant, just so you don't spread any diseases. Right? So, okay, so the next thing we've got this sucker here. Now this sucker also has a tomato. So I don't want to really get rid of it because I don't have a lot of tomatoes on this bush beefsteak. So I'm going to actually cut just above the tomato. Now, it might not be happy with that because I think it's going to be too heavy, especially since these ones tend to get quite heavy. So this is going to go. And I'm going to kind of lean this over so it's going to sit on there. So it has some support. Okay? And I could tie it too if I wanted to. But that seems to be okay for now. All right, so the next thing I want to do is I've got a cluster of tomatoes right here being hidden by this leaf. So I want to remove this leaf so they can get the light. And maybe even I can cut this one back a bit. And so this will be ripening up sooner. So this here is, wow, that's really heavy. So I'm going to cut it off here for now, because this is where the action is, all the tomatoes, and the other tomatoes at the end there are too small, so they're not going to do anything. So we're going to cut it there. Make sure you cut the right stem. Okay, so now I'm going to try and tackle this mess here. I've got, looks like at least two plants, maybe 3 tomato plants growing together. This is what happens when you go on vacation. And yeah, so some of these is just, you know, it's they've got to go, yeah. The more I have on it, the fewer will ripen. So I want to get rid of some of the extra fruit and extra stems, so the remaining fruit will have time to ripen before winter comes. And this is going to hasten the ripening just with this little pruning. And it will also look a little better. Plus we won't get so many diseases and insects because there'll be more air circulation as well. So it's a good thing to do. All right, so where should we start? Oh my goodness. So I've got one in my head now. So, and yes, I might lose some tomatoes. It is just the way it is. There's nothing I can do about it. So this one started to ripen. So I'm going to cut this off here. We've got lots of tomatoes, so I think I'm going to sacrifice these. All right, there we go. And these really are quite delicious. I like tomato candy. Okay, so we're trying to tame this guy on this cage, even though it's not its personal cage, but it's going this way, so I'm not going to try and alter that. I really do need to harvest some of these things. Okay, and there we go. All right, and then we've got this other thing. Oh, here's a sucker. Take that off. And then we've got this here. So we already pruned it on the other side, but I'm turning it around to here. I do have this issue here. I don't think that's going to make it. So you know what? It's going to have to come off. But this is nice. And after doing all this pruning, you will have to water them and fertilize them because you've just taken off some of their body parts, which is surgery. So they need to have a drink and some food so they can replenish their resources. I like to also fertilize with some Epsom salts at this time of the year, at the end of the season, because Epsom salts actually help ripen the tomatoes, helps them mature, because it's got magnesium in it, which helps them mature. So it's, I think it's 2 tablespoons to 1 gallon of water, and you can either spray it on the leaves in the plant. Don't do it on a sunny day. Never spray a plant on a sunny day with the sun on it. You always get tissue damage. And then also, you can also mix it into the soil as well, or just give it a soil drench, you know. So either way, so mix it up with some bucket of water and throw it on each plant. Or you can mix the granules and just get the granules, or like a cup of granules, and just go around the perimeter of the plant and then water that in too, and it should ripen quite nicely. So I hope you've enjoyed the video of how to train your tomatoes. As you can see, they were definitely needed in my garden. And also check out my website, thegardenwebsite.com, for more tips on how to grow tomatoes, all the diseases, insects, and training them and growing them from seed, because all these are grown from seed. And I hope that you like this video. Press like if you like it, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much. Take care. And happy gardening.